Welcome to Zermatt, Switzerland. One of the most beautiful and quiet places on earth. It's a carless town, and the Matterhorn, the world famous Matterhorn, is always standing above. And you might recognize this from Toblerone chocolates, but this is the mountain that is so famous, and this is one of the most memorable places that I've ever been. So made it to Zermatt. It was a pretty long day. So every single one of my trains got delayed, where once that first train got delayed, every single one after that I wasn't able to get on. So it was kind of every stop I get to, run over to the departure board, pick another train, head out. Miraculously, I actually got to Zermatt earlier than my original train itinerary, so that was good. But anyways, yeah, we're here in Zermatt. I'm on my way to my Airbnb. Zermatt is down below, and it's such a nice town. Such a cute little mountain town. And when we came up, I was able to see a glimpse of the Matterhorn, which I was looking at the weather forecast and it said it was going to be maybe a little cloudy and maybe a chance of not actually seeing the peak at all, just because it's so high up and there's a bunch of clouds. But I was able to see it, and hopefully tomorrow catch some more sunlight. So the main thing right now is my Airbnb is at the top of the mountain, and normally once you get up here, you head up this trail for maybe 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. However, the storms that came in, there was a lot of flash flooding and mudslides and water damage that this trail actually is not safe to climb. So what we're gonna do right here, we're gonna walk away from the Airbnb. We're gonna go up to a point, it's 6,000 feet up, it's called Hubel. That's about, from here, probably 45 minutes. There's gonna be a total of 1,500 feet climb in elevation over the next 30 minutes or so. And then once I hit that point, it's downhill from there, backwards on the other side of this ridge. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm already pretty winded, but luckily I have my sticks with me today. These are a lifesaver. But yeah, right now 2 backpacks, because I am going to be in Europe for the entire month of July, and yeah, did my best to be as minimalistic as possible, but I couldn't. But anyways, we are on our way, got another hour and a half to go. Now I'm sure you're wondering, why did I pick an Airbnb on top of the mountain? Well, my answer for that is I had no clue my Airbnb was going to be on top of the mountain. So Switzerland is one of, if not the most expensive countries in the world, and hotels here are no joke. Thankfully, Airbnb always saves the day. They won't have a disclaimer saying that they're on top of a mountain. And obviously I'm here to hike, mountain climb, do all of those things. However, just to get to the hotel, it's definitely a climb. But yeah, this is gonna take a lot longer than an hour and a half, because every 100 feet I have to stop and just look at this. I tried to get it on camera, but the clouds rolled in. Matterhorn is probably just a couple miles in front of me. Sometimes I can see the peak come in and out of the clouds, but it's still pretty far. But the goal is on this trip, obviously, get as close to that as we can on a good weather window so we can actually get some footage of it, because it looms over anything else here in the valley, and it's one of the main attractions to Zermatt. And if you like Toblerone chocolates like I do, then you would definitely love it. here. It's cold, it's a lot colder than Italy, but it's perfect because this walk is warming me up. And yeah, not time for a jacket yet, but the sun is going down. I might have to pull the headlamp out because I still have another hour ahead, but like, yeah, that's pretty sick.
At this point in the trail, I noticed that the sun was starting to set, and because I'm in a valley, I'm sandwiched between some mountain ranges. Even though the sun sets at, let's say it sets at 10 o'clock, well, it's gonna get dark a lot sooner. So I noticed once I walked by this black-nosed sheep farm that the chances of me needing my headlamps were significant. And I was carrying 70 pounds of gear on my back, so I was taking my time, but thankfully, Rigo from the Airbnb actually came out to meet me, make sure I was okay, and that's what I love so much about staying at Edelweiss. They cared about where you were, making sure you're okay. There's a lot of trekkers, long distance hikers, mountain climbers that come through these huts, and they're always keeping tabs on you to make sure that you come home to a fresh meal. Zermatt is this beautiful town. It's in the middle of a couple different mountain ranges, and right now I'm just gonna tell you, this is such an incredible moment for me because this is when the Matterhorn really comes out, and I was lucky. There were no clouds. This was the one sunny day that I had this entire trip in Zermatt, and yeah, these shots are just gonna speak for themselves. This was incredible.
Alright, so it's the first official day. I am on the way to the highest cable car in all of Europe, I think. It is almost 13,000 feet, and it's going to be at the Klein Matterhorn, which is the sister to the Matterhorn. It's a nice day. There are no clouds out, so we should have a really good view of all the summits, and I think you could see 36 individual mountain summits. So let's see. All right, we made it to the cable car and we're heading straight vertical. I think we're gonna climb 6,000 feet in the next 15 to 20 minutes and then reach the Klein Matterhorn, which is the sister to the Matterhorn. I mean, as you can see, we're heading straight up. You can already see those peaks are starting to come out. It's pretty cool how Switzerland has these cable cars set up. There's a cable car every few seconds and they're going all around the valley. So they're going to the Breithorn, which is the peak that's to my left, and then they're going to the Matterhorn, Glacial Paradise. They're going all over, and it's pretty clean and well engineered. And You know, I'll never understand how they actually made this happen because it's so advanced. This is a treat. All right, so I'm not sure this is how it's supposed to go, but the cable car just stopped. And, you know, it's a pretty neat sight. The Matterhorn is maybe a mile from me. I can see right at the summit. So it's a pretty cool spot, but yep, all the cable cars are shut down. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Not sure how long I'm gonna sit here, but yeah, I've never been stuck in a cable car before. There's no way down. Anyways, we're almost there. Whether it takes 15 minutes, whether it takes a few hours, who knows? We're on our way.
Bienvenue. Appréciez votre trajet avec les Zermatt bananes jusqu'à...
Once I made it to the top, first thing you see is the Breithorn Mountain, which is not as tall as the Matterhorn, but it's still pretty tall. And a lot of people come up, and this is one of the easier routes. You can climb the Breithorn in a matter of just a few hours from the top of this cable car station. And it's really neat to know that this is one of the easiest 4,000 plus meter mountains to climb. And it's mostly an ice climb, and one day I plan to do that. And man, was I lucky with this day. The weather was so incredible. You can see into France, you can see into Italy, you can see almost 40 individual mountain peaks from the top of this viewing platform. And I just stood there. I stood there for an hour. I couldn't get over this. And the angle of the Matterhorn from this viewing platform makes it seem almost small. It was a humbling experience.
So, to be honest, I had no idea what to expect coming out to Switzerland. I knew it was beautiful, and I knew that it had some cool looking mountains, but I didn't really expect this. And I totally understand why, because none of my pictures are doing this place justice at all. And yeah, I just got off of the Klein Matterhorn just a few minutes ago, and you could see 38 individual mountain peaks from the top of the Klein, which is over there. And it was right next to the Breithorn. And now I'm at the base of the Matterhorn. This is the Glacier Trail. And if it wasn't for the altitude starting to get to me, I would want to stay here all day. Like, I would want to camp out here. I can't really get over this. This is incredible. Definitely should be on every single person's bucket list. The cool thing is you don't really even have to trek too much if you stay in Zermatt. You don't have to, you know, do what I did and stay up on the mountain. You know, you could just hop on a cable car from Zermatt all the way up to the Klein Matterhorn without even picking up any stakes. So, personal preference. It's really cool that Switzerland does this. Makes it more accessible for everybody. So I really like that. But yep, that is the Toblerone Chocolate Mountain. All right, so heading down to Zermatt. I get to eat dinner, relax a little bit before I hike all the way back up to the Airbnb.
So I spent the rest of the day in Zermatt. It was just a short cable car ride back down from the glacier that I was standing on, and I had a headache, to be honest. The altitude gain all the way up there within a matter of 20-30 minutes, it's pretty significant. It's not like you hiked there. You took a cable car straight up there. So I had a headache and I was pretty dizzy, but I walked through, took a look at the Alpine Cemetery, and was eating, fueling up, because I had to hike all the way back up to the Airbnb right after this.
All right, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. I just finished my last night at Zermatt. Edelweiss, it's such a great place, and the hospitality was so nice. It's a couple that they run the place up here. It's just so quiet because there's no cars. There's really nothing that could bother you. It's just nature. It's really interesting. I asked them how they get all their supplies up the mountain, and they said that they take a helicopter to drop all of their groceries off, because it is a restaurant too. And that's the neat thing, is in the middle of the day and at dinner time, there's always going to be people that come out and eat there. So I've met some pretty cool people. Yeah, so the plan now is I'm hiking down. I just finished the hardest part. It was vertical. I had to keep my camera away. It's muddy, it's slippery, and it was raining earlier. It's coming thick. And this started yesterday in the middle of the day. So it's safe to say that when I went up to the Klein Matterhorn the other day, I got lucky, because at no other point during this trip would I have been able to go up to the mountain and see all 38 peaks. France and Italy, I wouldn't have been able to see that because, you know, this weather, it's pretty thick. I can't see any of the peaks right now. So I had the one clean weather window. I'm very grateful for that opportunity. But anyways, I'm just taking a little break. I got all my gear right here and gonna put it back on, gonna head down, probably another hour hike, stopping at Hubel in about 5 minutes, and then hiking all the way down to Zermatt. Probably grab a drink and then hop on the train, and I'm heading out to Lauterbrunnen in Bernese Oberland. Lauterbrunnen is a very small alpine village at the bottom of this incredible valley that I'm so excited to see. And then I'm gonna head up to Miren, where I'm gonna stay for the next, I believe, 4 or 5 nights. And yeah, there's a lot of really cool things, and hopefully you can come along for this adventure, because so far it has been an adventure. Yeah, I'll never be able to forget seeing the Matterhorn for the first time, seeing it without clouds when I was walking up there a couple days ago. It was just captivating. I'll never forget that. But anyways, thanks for sticking around with this Zermatt trip. I highly recommend coming out here. I'm loving Switzerland so far, and got a long ways to go.